For this example, we are going to look at a proposed project that will use a HUD grant to develop new multifamily housing on a vacant lot.
The project involves construction and will increase the number of residents at this location, so it meets the definition of HUD-assisted project in 24 CFR 51.201 and is subject to acceptable separation distance requirements.
The first step in evaluating the project for compliance with Part 51C is screening using aerial maps and site observation to identify any above-ground storage tanks within 1 mile of the site.
During screening, we find that there is a diesel fuel above-ground storage tank area on a commercial property adjoining the project site. There are several diesel tanks, with the largest having a volume of 13,000 gallons. All tanks are within a single containment area.
Because the fuel is liquid and not under pressure, and there is a containment area, a form of dike, we used the diked containment area length and width for the ASD calculation, rather than using the volume of an individual tank. The dimensions of the diked area are 85.59 feet in length by 56.84 feet in width.
The tank containment area is 128.03 feet from the nearest planned building and 40.31 feet from the planned parking area of the project site.
To determine the separation distance for the tank, we use the ASD calculator on the HUD Exchange website. We enter the following information. The container is above ground. It contains liquid fuel and is not under pressure. The container is diked. As mentioned, the diked area is 85.59 feet in length and 56.84 feet in width. After all entries are completed, we select Calculate Acceptable Separation Distance. The calculator shows that the diked area is 4,864.94 square feet. The acceptable separation distance for blast over pressure is not shown because the tank is not under pressure. The acceptable separation distance for people in outside congregation areas is 299.71 feet, while the separation distance for buildings is 55.13 feet.
After calculating the acceptable separation distance, we review the site plan to determine whether the project's buildings and area where people congregate are outside the separation distance. We can see that the building is outside the acceptable separation distance. The parking lot area, however, is inside of the acceptable separation distance, meaning that the parking lot is within the danger zone for people. Therefore, the project requires mitigation.
We identify the contact information for the appropriate HUD staff to assist with the design of the barrier. We determine that we will use a concrete barrier to mitigate the hazard. The barrier is designed so that it thoroughly blocks the line of sight between the patio and the diesel tank area. A licensed and qualified engineer from our HUD contact verifies that the barrier design, including dimensions, placement, and materials, are adequate to reduce the thermal heat flux from a diesel fire to the safety standards identified in 24 CFR 51.203 for thermal radiation.
After entering data in HEROES, the project is now in compliance with the 24 CFR 51C requirements.